Hey, alright everybody, and welcome back to another V-Rising. That's right, we're here doing the vampire thing once again. And last time we managed to get a fancy little castle going here. Got some of the rooms laid out. Now there's going to be a lot more that we're going to have to do, including a prison and a crypt, a library, to say the least. But, yeah, the most important thing was that we managed to hit the Iron Age. That's right. I managed to, between recordings, get a bunch of iron, and we're going to use that today to begin our smithy. I'm looking forward to this. We can finally start getting some new weapons, fighting some more bosses, all that fun stuff. We also need to get a tailor's bench. But before we can do that, we have another boss to kill. First things first, though, let's get started. Alright, here we go. One smithy. Bam. Looks good. Now, the cool thing about iron, not only do you get the ability to upgrade the weapons you currently have, but you now have access to two new weapons, including the Reaper, which is one of my favorites, and the Slashers, which come in handy much later on for certain boss fights. We're going to go ahead and make the Reaper for now, and then see what we have access to after that. Bam. Bam. And now that we're not going to need this sword anymore, we can go ahead and give it to our little friend here, which will make her gear score go up by a good bit. The next major thing to note about iron weapons, yeah, we have access to all three abilities now, which is great. So you still have the typical slash, and then you have your spin. With the sword specifically, you get that little cut across the ground. Now, if that cut were to hit an enemy, it would lift that enemy off the ground. Pressing E again would make you jump into the air and start cutting that thing up. It's pretty cool. Like it a lot. The Reaper already starts out with all of its abilities. You have a nice wide slash there. You have a big old spin if you get surrounded. And then you can designate a spot to set down this little whirling blade. Bosses that have abilities that lock them in place during the animation, this comes in handy. Especially against undead, because the Reaper does do a bit of extra damage. And then the slashers are really cool. You get a quick little small slash to them. You dash back and forth with your Q, and then your E allows you to go invisible for a short time. Enemies will not track you while you're invisible. You can move around. And the only negative that I've found to this is certain bosses, if you're invisible for a long period of time, will actually unaggro you, return to their original positions, and then fully heal. So you need to use it very strategically. It also has the added benefit of, if you attack while you're in there, you do a nice slash, but you'll also stun the enemy, which is really neat. The back and forth will actually hit them on the way to and the way back to your starting position. So it's pretty cool. Overall, awesome new weapons. But with that, we also have gained the ability to go and track down the next boss. Bam. We really need to get this loom going so we can make the cotton, so we can upgrade to our next bit of gear. It also gives you the ability to interact with traders by becoming cloned as a human. You can walk up and talk to them, trade, buy aesthetic items, potions, and that's pretty much about it. And we also have this boss to kill, which is undead, so with the Reaper, it'll make things a lot easier. The first boss, however, is going to be this one, so we can begin the long process of refining that cotton yarn. Bam. Now, this boss is very interesting because it doesn't actually fight back. It's just a regular human villager that will run around and scream a lot, drawing a lot of attention to you. So the biggest issue for this boss is fighting off all the ads, but let's go get it completed. Alright, we've reached the village where this boss should be. I think if we go in through here, might be able to avoid... Oh, yeah. There's the boss there. Well then. Alright, let's try this again. There's a lot of loot to be had in these villages too.
Where are the guards?
Always kill this guy. He likes to bring down... Ooh, no. Stay away from the vampire hunter. There's the boss we're after, but we're gonna wait until that vampire hunter gets out of town.
Help! Someone help! Help! I'm being attacked! Come on, old girl! Move those legs!
See what I mean? She has no special powers.
I still have so much work to do.
Super easy fight. Just gotta worry about getting her away from the ads. Done and done and done and done. Good. Now we can start working on making ourselves some armor. But, yeah, we did get that power. Bam. Basically just wrap yourself up in a little cloak there, and you can walk around. Most enemies won't recognize you as a vampire. There are some, the ones that have like holy powers, will usually suss you out, so you have to be very careful. We're gonna see if any of the villagers care that we walk into their house. Bam, look. Doesn't even notice us. And these houses, by the way, good containers. Whenever interacting with them, though, you'll turn back to normal. But there's lots of scrolls to be had. There's bookcases here all over the place. You'll get yourself the cotton that you need rather than waiting for it to get done cooking. Now, alright, and with that, we can now make our next crafting bench. Bam, we'll go ahead and place that there. Now, you're going to put very easily cotton in there. We don't have any cotton on us, but I think I did grab some. Yeah, when we were out last. We can go ahead and toss this in here. It'll make cotton yarn. And once we have enough, we can make the next bench that we actually build our final pieces of gear from. looking forward to that. So let's give this some time, and while we wait, we can actually go back and kill another boss that we hadn't worked on before. Right here. And that will get us the ability to start using scrolls instead of just paper, and learning and upgrading all of our gear. So we'll go ahead and track that one down, go find them, and do the thing. Before we head out, however, figured we'd upgrade our mace one more time. Bam. And we go. Switch to number 4. Now you have your typical swing, you have your leap and smash, and then, wham! A big old swing. That one actually knocks enemies back. It can knock back some bosses, and it really helps for avoidance reasons. Like if you're getting surrounded, being able to knock those enemies back and then have a little bit of breathing room is amazing. Alright, we've made it to the cemetery. Let's do the thing. Well, we got one book at least. Good deal. Can I have some more books, please? No? Well, fine. Rude. Alright, and there's our boss. Don't be afraid to clear out some space to fight this thing. There's a lot of ads. Another book. I'll take it. Be very careful when he starts glowing. Got him.
This is not the first time, but it won't be the last.
Boom. Another book. Let's go. Like I said, though, you do get a lot of books from this cemetery for whatever reason. Here it is, basically dead center of the southern part of the map. And then we also got some new abilities. So if you pop up in over here, we do have that ability, and we do have this ability. Boom! Throw 3 little skulls. Don't like this ability too much. It's just not as good. You do get to fire it twice, but there's much better AoEs out there. These ones don't really have an explosion to them. And then this shield is actually pretty decent. You pop it up, it's directional like the other one, except this one, whenever an enemy attacks you, it spawns a little skeleton. The skeleton has decent health and decent resistances, so it can do a little bit of damage. It will tank the whatever ads or bosses that you happen to be fighting. They can sustain a couple hits, and then, yeah, it allows you to back up a little and get some health, or, you know, to circle around and get some decent hits without anything else. You can also apply your shields and things like that to your minions, and they will, of course, have extra opportunities to keep you alive. Well, I figure on the way back to base, there are a couple places where we could get cotton. Unfortunately, we have to go through garlic-infested areas. And it'd be nice to have a little bit of worker blood so we get extra cut. And then right across the way, there should be some more cotton. We're going to have to be very careful now that we're at 100% garlic exposure, though. Alright, finally back at base. Looks like we have a good number of it in there. We'll go ahead and put what we just gathered back in as well. And that means we should be able to make our next crafting bench. Just get a little bit of wood and some blood and do the thing. Keep in mind that this bench is fairly large. You will need 2 spaces at bare minimum in order to set this down. If you want more than one, for whatever reason, you're going to need a pretty substantial room for it. For the time being, we have 1 of each bench in here. Good enough. Moving over to the bench, however, check it out. We can already make our upgraded cape, which is awesome because it has silver resistance, which we're going to need soon as we're going to be gathering silver ore in order to make the next tier weapons, or final tier, whichever way you want to look at it. We're also going to need that garlic resistance as we have a ton of cotton to go get, and then the sun resistance is never not useful, so bam, there you go. Doesn't look too bad, still looks a little ratty, but yeah, it's much more covering at the very least. And then, as you can see, we're just going to need a little bit of leather, and we can start building out our armor. We do have cotton going. We should be able to upgrade all of these. Another thing we're going to want to do eventually is repair these, but we should be unlocking things soon. But in order to do so, we need to unlock our next bench, so let's go get that next. We did also unlock some new recipes. Bam, we got a larger storage, which is cool. We got ourselves the alchemy floors, which is amazing. We're going to have to install those right away to make our alchemy benches work better. But we also got the walls. The walls don't actually increase your bench's ability to do anything. They're just aesthetic pieces, look nice, and we'll use those eventually. This other one, however, we don't even need. So we can toss that one in the Devourer. Same with our cape. Because our minions cannot actually wear the capes, you might as well break those down. Well, I came out to get some extra paper to build our next bench. Found a couple recipes. Good deal. Check it out. Very nice. Alright, back to base, and we have the ability to place down our next bench. There we go. Boom. We can already learn our first item, which is a potion. And we did pick up a book earlier as well. We can go ahead and open this back up. Bam, you got some aesthetic walls, which is really cool. We also have a ton of scrolls allowing us to randomize. Ooh, nice. We can already upgrade the vest. That's great. And then, of course, we have some more things over here. We researched some paintings, upgraded chest piece, which we no longer need, but we have it. There we go. Alright, check it out. as you can see, we have all of our new gear. We also have the awesome cape. We have some of our weapons. We weren't able to upgrade to the next body piece just yet because it's going to require iron. And with that, I think we should head to the haunted iron mine. Now, there's a lot of enemies in there. You're going to have to be a little bit cautious your first time entering the place. But hopefully you have decent gear by then. As I do, we could head in there, grab the iron, leave, get that smelted down, upgrade even further, maximize our stuff, kill some more bosses, and enjoy our time. Alright, now we're in the mine. There are several bosses that hang out here and a lot of skeletons, so just sort of let the enemies fight each other and avoid a fight if you can. You will see a bunch of these cave collapses, and you definitely don't want to fight that guy just yet. He does, however, drop one of the only unique items in the game. It's a General's Soul Reaper. It's a really nice weapon, but yeah, I don't think we're ready to fight that guy yet. One thing to keep an eye out for is these pits with the green flames coming out of it. They will occasionally spit out big gouts of fire. Needless to say, you don't want to be standing in those. There they go. The cave will shake, and out comes the fire. One of the best things to do, I think, as a solo player, there is an archer that hangs out in here. You don't want to fight her just yet, but if you follow along behind her, she will kill everything in sight. And sometimes she'll get low enough HP that you could probably just finish her off and get an ability early. But for the most part, her being in here gives you the opportunity to just grab up all these resources without much competition from enemies. And it's awfully convenient. Well, as you can see, we got a ton of iron. I think it's time to GTFO. Alright, we got enough resources. Bam! There you have it. Looking good. Man, we've made a lot of progress today. And I think we have just enough time to do the next boss. So this one teaches us how to make prison cells, which is really useful. We'll go ahead and track that. Now this boss actually wanders around, and frequently I see him walking across this road pretty much all the way in a circle around this center area here. Looks like the boss has returned to its base, so that's good and bad. There can be a lot of enemies in here, but as you can see, we do out-level this boss. Seems like it's about to go out on patrol again. We'll wait till it comes out here as we've killed all the enemies, and then we'll give it a what for. Alright, let's open with the ultimate.
If you want to cause trouble, you're going to have to get through me. I feel a chill. I feel a chill coming up. shield coming up. I feel a chill coming up.
Get wrecked, mate.
Not now. I have to keep going.
No, I don't think so. Excellent. Ooh, our first piece of gold jewelry. If you ever pick these up or see them on the ground, high priority. Keep those. Keep those. You will need a lot of them later. But with that, we also got ourselves another new ability. Surprising nobody, it is a frost ability. We have a shield, we have a dash, pretty cool stuff. A little ice illusion, gives you a little shield during the ice effect. It's pretty cool, it's a single dash. And then you have your shield. Bam. It's a directional shield, ricochets abilities back to the enemy, slowing them, all that fun stuff. It's a decent shield. Alright everybody, and that's going to do it for us here today. Thank you so much for stopping out. I do greatly appreciate it. And hopefully I'll see you again for some more V Rising. Before you go, however, make sure that you get in on those giveaways, as well as checking out all the media links I have down there. And then, take care of yourself, take care of your loved ones, stay healthy out there, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye everybody.